grade, this is Miss Bailey here, and today we're going to be working on drawing a tiger per request of your friend Destiny. There are a couple things you're going to need. You need a blank piece of paper, a sharpened pencil with an eraser, and some crayons. And if you don't have any of that, Mr. Smith will take care of it if he hasn't already. There are a couple rules for today. Number one, I want you guys to draw lightly first with your pencil. That way, if we make any mistakes or if I overlap a line, we can erase it and keep going with the drawing. And then afterwards, you can darken up the lines if you want to. And I really don't want to hear Mr. Smith tell me that you guys had negative comments saying, "Oh, mine looks bad." I promise you, none of yours looks bad. They are all amazing, and I just want you guys to have fun, so I can't wait to see them Wednesday.
Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to do is draw two lines, and these lines are going to be towards the top of your paper, and they're going to kind of bow, and then you want to come down with those and kind of make them almost touch but not quite touching. So they're going to kind of look like a forward C and a backward C. And then you're going to connect that bottom line. The next thing you're going to do is draw a line across in the middle. And you're going to put two triangles in there with a rounded top. And this is going to be his nose. The next thing you'll do is draw a hill right up at the edge of the top of his nose, and you'll do it on the other side as well, so there'll be two hills. For his eyes, we're going to draw circles inside those two hills. I put mine towards the inside. Okay, this next part, we're going to come out from the middle line that we drew in his nose and put two little curved lines that go out from that. And then we're going to draw hills out from those. These are going to be a little bit taller than the other ones. From there, we're going to draw a line to kind of make it like a triangle and then come down from it. So you're going to do a line across and then come down, a curved line down. And a lot of what we do on one side is going to be the same on the other. So here you're going to make a line curved this way on both sides, and you want to leave some space in the middle, that way we can make his beard. So his beard is going to be kind of zigzaggy lines because we want the fur to really hang down. The next part we're going to do is part of his head. So you want to go in the middle of this line on the side of his head and go up. I started out too short, so I'm going to erase those lines and redo them in a second. But you go up right past his eyes. And I liked his forehead to be a little bit bigger, so that's why I redrew mine. You'll see in a minute. But from there, you'll draw a line right up at the top of his head to make, his forehead. And you'll see here I do go up a little bit further and I'll erase my line. So See, it's okay to make mistakes because we can just fix them. Right, the next part we're going to work on is his ears. So you're going to go about halfway through his eye. That's a good measurement. And you're going to make a really tall hill on both sides. From this hill, you're going to start at the top and make another line, curved line down. And this will make the outside of his ear. And then you're going to go in the inside and meet up at that line again. This makes another part of the outside of his ear. Now we're going to make his smile. And these are going to be like U's. Cats kind of look like their mouth connects to their nose a little bit, so that's why we make them in a U shape. And you can draw him some freckles and some whiskers. I only put 2 whiskers. You can put as many as you want. I just thought he was cute with 2. So now we're going to start with his body. And this is going to be like a vase shape. A vase goes wider in the middle and skinnier at the top and skinnier at the bottom. And I didn't think it was skinny enough, so I went ahead and drew it skinnier and erased my lines. Now we're going to make his tail. I don't like the first tail that I drew, so I do go back to it and change it. See, I'm trying to fix it now, and I start on something else, and then I'll go back to it again. But you can draw his tail however you like. Now the legs are just going to come out in these curved lines. We're not going to draw his feet or anything, so this is just going to be like his knees sitting down. So it's a curved line going out. And here's where I erase the tail and redraw it because I just did not like it. I didn't like the look of it. And you can draw it squiggly up, or I drew mine bent, but you can do it straight, however you feel like his tail needs to be. Now I started drawing some of his stripes on his face. Did you guys know that tigers have very unique stripes on them? And their stripes are just like human fingerprints, so no tiger stripes are the same. They're all different. And I drew them eyebrows, so to do those, you do curved lines up like little hills, and then you'll do bigger hills on top of them. Now I'm drawing more stripes, and just do kind of like triangle shapes for these. And instead of doing a harsh triangle, you can curve the sides of them. Now we're going to draw his belly and legs, so we need some fur in the middle and 2 lines coming down, and these lines are going to separate and form a little bit of a curve. And then I finish up drawing some of his stripes. You want to put some on his legs, on his belly, and I put some on his tail. And on his tail you want to use parallel lines to draw his stripes across. And then on the end of his tail I just added fur lines, and I'm quickly shading in what parts I want to be dark and black or gray or whatever color you decide, purple, just so I know what I'm coloring. So I'm getting my crayons here, and I sped up this part a lot because I don't need to teach you guys how to color. You can color. So I took a dark gray and shaded in all of the stripes. I went up his tail and around his belly and tried to get it as dark as I could because I didn't have a black, so I just used a really dark gray and it worked pretty well. And I shaded in the hair on his belly and went all the way around the outside. And this is the thing I was talking about with darkening your lines. This is why we draw lightly, so we can erase our mistakes and then darken up our lines and make it look good. If you don't want to darken up your lines though, don't feel obligated. I just wanted to. And I shaded the top part of his ear as well. I wanted those to be kind of dark instead of a collar. And then I took my pencil. Oh, I didn't do that yet. So I took the orange, and this was a darker orange, and I went around the edges of the tiger and went around the edges of his ears and his head and all of his stripes and around the outside edge of his nose. And then I took a lighter orange and colored the inside. And then I took a yellow and just did some highlights where I thought he would need it, like on his nose and on parts of his ears, the inside of his ears, on his belly. And then I took my pencil and darkened up his nose holes and his eyeballs because I really wanted those to be dark and really stand out. And then I decided that I was going to give him a name, and I named him Ted. Ted the Tiger. And here I just color in his name, and then I outline it with a marker so it really stands out. And that's it. That's Ted the Tiger.